समय संवेदना, बदलाव के समय सवाल और भविष्य के लिए साथ चलने की उम्मीद। और आज दिन भर आदित्य एनडीटीवी वर्ल्ड समिट में अनवीक्षा में हमारा भी प्रयास यही है कि हम उन सवालों के जवाब तलाशें, उन वॉइसेस को लेकर आएं जिन्हें सुना जाना जरूरी है।
Well, at the NDTV Anviksha platform, this is the inaugural event, and of course we are honored with the presence of the Foreign Minister of Nepal, Mr. Kanwal, also Mr. Shashi Tharoor, India's ambassador to Nepal, Mr. Naveen Srivastava. So top politicians from India and Nepal, and apart from that, change makers and people who are the trailblazers from both the countries will be speaking for the first time at such an international platform here in Kathmandu. But here at NDTV, we are mindful of the fact of the flash floods that have occurred yesterday. Last 24 hours haven't been easy for Nepal. And while India stands shoulder to shoulder with Nepal as equal partners in this hour of grief, we stand with the brothers and sisters of Nepal in this important time. And as we look for the loved ones who are missing, we stand with those families and we convey to the government of Nepal and the people of Nepal the solidarity from the NDTV family.
हमारा प्रयास भी यही है कि इस आवाज में हमारा दुख भी आपके साथ सम्मिलित है, क्योंकि भारत से बहुत सारे परिवार यहाँ रहते हैं। पूरी दुनिया से इस वक्त नेपाल को देखा जा रहा है, नेपाल को सुना जा रहा है और कष्ट कैसा है वो समझा जा रहा है। तो आज दिन भर आदित्य इस पर बातचीत भी होगी, लेकिन आगे बढ़े उससे पहले जिनके सहयोग से ये कार्यक्रम संपन्न हो पा रहा है, एक धन्यवाद उनके लिए भी।
Well, to begin this event formally, I would request now to come on stage the CEO and the Editor-in-Chief of NDTV, Mr. Rahul Kanwal. Thank you very much.
Namaskar. Nepal is passing through an hour of profound grief. The devastating floods that have struck Nepal have left behind scenes of heartbreaking destruction. Lives have been lost, families are grieving, many are still waiting desperately for news of those they love. Homes and livelihoods have been swept away, and the full measure of this tragedy is still unfolding. This morning, our thoughts are with every family that has suffered loss, every family that waits and hopes, and every community confronting the devastation around them. Our prayers are with the people of Nepal, and our hearts are with you. Across the border, millions of Indians are watching what is happening here with anguish. India and Nepal have been described in many ways over the years. Neighbors, friends, partners, countries joined by history and geography, culture and faith. But moments such as this give those words their deepest meaning. Because friendship is not only about the good times we share, it's also about the difficult moments we face together. It is the instinct to reach out when the other is hurting, to help when help is needed, to stand beside each other when circumstances are at their hardest. Nepal is hurting today, and India stands with Nepal. Whatever India can do, whatever the people of India can do to help our friends in Nepal through this terrible hour, we must and we will. And there is something about that instinct to feel another people's pain, to understand what they are living through, to see the world for a moment through their eyes, that speaks to the very idea that brings us together here in Kathmandu. Because ultimately, Anviksha, ideas across borders, begins with the desire to understand each other better. India and Nepal know each other remarkably well, or at least we think we do. We share history and geography, culture and faith. Families stretch across our frontiers. Our economies intersect. Our rivers flow from one country into another. There are few relationships between countries quite like this one. And yet familiarity has a curious habit. It can make us stop looking. We begin to believe that because something is familiar, it is understood. That because we know the old stories, we know the country. That because we've been speaking to each other for generations, we have necessarily been listening. Anviksha begins by questioning that assumption. The name draws from the ancient tradition of Anvikshi, the pursuit of understanding through inquiry, reason, and reflection. But the idea itself is wonderfully simple. Look again. Look beyond the inherited narrative. Listen beyond the familiar voices. Question what you think you already know. To try, even if only for a moment, to see another country through its own eyes. Because understanding another country cannot mean understanding only its politics, its economics, and its foreign policy. It means understanding its people, their ambitions and anxieties, their happiness and sorrow, their hopes for what comes next. That is Anviksha, and that is why its journey begins here in Kathmandu. We have come not to tell Nepal the story of Nepal. We've come to listen to the people of Nepal tell their own story, to understand the Nepal that is emerging, the Nepal its young people want to build, the choices the country faces, the opportunities it sees, how Nepal sees India, and how it sees a rapidly changing world. There will be agreement in our conversations today. There will also be disagreement. There should be, because friendship between countries cannot mean the absence of differences. It just means having a relationship strong enough to contain them. There is a journalistic idea behind Anviksha as well. We live in an age of extraordinary access to information, and yet genuine understanding can sometimes feel harder to find. Countries are reduced to binaries, people to labels, complex relationships to convenient narratives. Journalism must do more. It must help us see the full picture, find the signal in the noise, bring different perspectives into the same conversation. To choose clarity over chaos, sense over sensation, substance over spectacle, and sometimes to possess the humility to ask whether something we thought we understood might look different if we were willing to look again. That is the promise of Anviksha. Kathmandu is its first chapter. From here, ideas across borders will travel to other countries, other relationships, and other conversations. But wherever that journey takes us, the question at its heart will remain the same. Can we understand each other better? Because understanding at its deepest asks something of us more than knowledge. It asks us to care, to recognize in other people's hopes as well as their fears, their happiness as well as their sorrow, and when circumstances demand it, simply to stand beside them. Ladies and gentlemen, there are times for conversation, and there are times when silence says more. So the first act of Anviksha today will not be a question, it will not be an answer, it will be a moment of solidarity. May I request everyone here to please rise and join me in observing 1 minute of silence for those who've lost their lives, for those who remain missing, for their families, and for the people of Nepal. Our thoughts are with Nepal, our prayers are with Nepal, India stands with Nepal. May I request everyone to please rise. Thank you.